Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about a business case study which is with respect to a risk classification assessment model that was developed for an insurance company. Now in the next 5 minutes you will get to know the problem statement impacting market share of Prudential Financial, which is the organization under consideration, an overview of the data science roles and responsibilities, how value creation is enabled using the proposed data model, an understanding of the risk assessment model and how it is evaluated. And finally, we will talk about the values and benefits that can be developed and delivered using the proposed solution. It is important to identify the problem statement at the start of the project so that the desired outcomes can be fixed upon. Now, most of you who have had life insurance understand the different bottlenecks and pain points which a customer goes through. The idea of this entire data science project is to overcome those challenges. The present scenario tells us that there has been a major drop in revenue and customer acquisition, and there is a lack of a good risk assessment model. And the entire desired outcome is to work upon these present scenarios, overcome them, and develop a data science foundation which can improve the market share and customer acquisition. The primary focus, however, is to create a good risk assessment model. As we start the data science project, it is very important to define the roles and responsibilities. A holistic ecosystem of people is the key towards establishing a good data science foundation, and it starts with a data engineer whose primary role involves collecting and maintaining the data sources, a data analyst who wrangles the data, presents some of the key performing indicators to business stakeholders, a data scientist who primarily works on model development, and finally a chief data scientist who addresses and evaluates the data management and data science goals just to make sure that the project outcomes are in line with what business is planning to drive. A five-step iterative process is proposed to enable effective foundation of a data science roadmap, which starts off with the problem definition, the data collection process, developing business scenarios to check the robustness of the system, generating multiple reports, which are like doing a lot of EDAs on the data to understand what data has to tell, and finally doing a root cause analysis and parameter tuning, which involves developing the model, understanding the drivers, fine-tuning the model, and finally deploying it on the system. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act governs the data security process in US. That's why an architecture of Teradata and SAS is usually proposed for handling all the data. The data is ingested into Teradata, which is accessible by Teradata SQL. All the third-party data, which involves claims data and data about different competitors, are ingested into SAS. Finally, Power BI and ClickSense is used as a self-service dashboard or a self-service BI tool to visualize different dashboards. Python is mostly used for developing the models, the output of which is communicated to business through different PowerPoint presentations. Once a one-stop shop for data is created, it is important to create dashboards which are accessible to different business stakeholders. What you see on your screen is a 360 dashboard created via ClickSense and is made accessible to different business units so that all the top line KPIs can be assessed and analyzed from one single point. What you see on your screen is basically a conceptual model that talks about how customer attributes, medical history, employment, insurance history, family history, demographics, product offered impacts the risk assessment model. Once an exhaustive list of factors are identified, a model usually goes through three different phases, which includes the data collation and cleaning, the model identification, and model tuning. Since this is a multi-class classification problem, a combination of multiple ensembling techniques are utilized, and it was realized that bagging was producing the model with highest accuracy and recall score, and finally it was proposed to be deployed into the system. And finally, we realized that through the data science roadmap, which primarily involves implementing the risk assessment model, there is a potential to unlock approximately $10 million EBIT with one-tenth the cost of management consultants.